Hey guys, Ryan Steinolfson here with Accelerate Marketing. I am the president of Accelerate Marketing, the owner of the company, and we've been around for going on 16 years now, almost 17. And we help businesses to generate a consistent, pre-qualified stream of leads from two primary campaign types. We've been doing that for, like I said, this whole time for almost 17 years. We are Google local service ad partners. There's only about 40 agencies in the world that can say that, and we earn that right to be a partner because of the amount of ad spend that we manage, and because of the amount of education that our team has, or knowledge that our team has. And I also would encourage you guys to go look at our reviews. We've got hundreds of reviews online. We've helped thousands of businesses worldwide, and today I'm going to be talking about some strategies that can help you with your Google Business Profile page. We do have a school community, by the way. I just wanted anybody that is interested, this is the at the bottom there, you can see the school community, skool.com/local lead labs. You can join. It's totally free. We also have a number that you can text or call, 619-304-5155. If you text that number, you'll engage with our artificial intelligence, so you'll be able to understand what that's all about, which is one of the strategies that we implement that makes us a little bit unique in the marketplace, in that we leverage strategies or tools that give you really an unfair advantage as a business owner for these two campaign types, primarily, like I said, local service ads and Google Business Profile. And I'll show you in a second. So if you're joining and you're watching live, you can post a comment and ask any questions. Or what you can do is you can comment, and then we'll reply to your questions after the fact on any one of the channels that we're streaming to, which is YouTube or Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook. So we'll answer any questions that you have. You can also text the number on the screen, the 619-304-5155 number. And I'm going to show my screen here because today I'm going to show you a strategy that I think is really going to help you. If you're a business owner and you're trying to figure out how to get more leads from the Google Local Service Ads platform or from the Google Business Profile platform, I'm going to show you a strategy right now that will help you do just that. So let me show my screen here. I'm actually going to show my phone because I think that that's going to help you guys see it the best, because Google Local Service Ads is optimized for the phone, for people finding businesses on the phone or doing a search specifically on their phone. So I'm going to, by the way, if you aren't familiar with the types of businesses that can run Google Local Service Ads, you can always go to Google Local Service Ads, and you'll get to this page, and then just scroll down. You can even find out exactly how much it might cost you on average. This is great, by the way. There's these credit offers so that you can get started very inexpensively. Brock, and this is, by the way, these are workshops, so they're designed for you guys to ask any questions that you want to. So we definitely welcome anybody that's trying to ask questions. So Brock, if I'm gonna have you join here in a second. Hopefully let me see. Hey Brock, how you doing?
Hey, can you hear me?
I can. How you doing?
Oh, cool. I'm doing well.
Awesome. So before I go into what I was going to show there, do you have any questions? I'm going to see what questions you have.
Well, let's see. One thing that I just ran into was I have a pest control business, and I have two locations. So one is just my residence, and then the other one is an office that we leased, kind of in the other main populated area that we service. So I
Yeah.
have a Google business profile set up for both, and then I have an LSA attached to both.
Okay.
But I'm wondering if I should have each of them with have a different service area assigned to each of those, or if I should just assign our entire service area to both of them at the same time, which is what I did originally. And it seemed like the performance kind of dropped when I switched it to, more of the radius around each location.
Okay, good question. So do you mind if I pull up your business or show it or no?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
It's Spud Pest Control, and it's in Spokane, Washington, and Coeur d'Alene, Idaho.
Spud Pest Control. And what was the first one? The location? Idaho?
One of them's in Spokane, Washington, and then another one is in Post Falls, Idaho.
Okay, so those are in different states. So wouldn't you just are you saying you overlap even though they're in different states?
Yeah, so they're in different states, but they're right next to each other, sort of. It's like the border is pretty close to the middle of those two.
Okay.
But yeah, not quite exact. But yeah, they're like 25 or 30 miles apart.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not that familiar with that area over there. I kind of didn't even I realized that actually Idaho was butted up next to Washington. Actually, I got to do my
Yep.
do
Yeah,
my
just in
research.
that one spot.
My geography. Okay, so okay, so a couple things. Number one, okay, we found you here, so this is good. Spud Pest Control. I see that you're in Spokane. And obviously you've got, like you're on Instagram, which is good. Yelp. Do you do advertising, by the way, on Yelp or any of the other lead generation services like Angie's
Um,
List?
no, I actually just created a thumbtack this morning, and then I was gonna go. Yelp has been doing pretty well just organically, oddly
Mhm.
enough, because generally I kind of think Yelp sucks, but so
Yeah.
I was gonna go give it a little bit of a budget at some point today and let it go for a month or two, just to see how much better that would be. And then Angie's, I was considering doing that as well. Right now, we mostly advertise on Facebook, which we've had good success with, but it's more of like the ROI is more delayed with
Mhm.
the advertising on there, whereas like our LSA, we get our money right away.
Yeah. Is this you
From
right
that.
here? Or is
Let's see that. Here, let me turn on my camera. I was just driving, but that's my brother. Yep,
oh,
yep,
and then you gotta obviously like this is what you guys take care of. The
yep.
ants.
Ants and just all the classic stuff: mice, ants, bees, bed bugs, nasty
Oh,
stuff like that.
you do bed bugs too, huh?
Yeah, it's like a higher revenue per job thing, so it works out pretty good when we kind of throw it into our advertising stuff. Makes it easier for things to ROI.
Yeah, no, bed bugs is great. You obviously have that turned on for local service ads as well, right?
Yeah, we do.
Okay. Okay, so your question is does it make sense to and let's see, I'm going to show you here. So let me just go back and show okay, so I'm going to try to pull up the map here. I was going to try to pull it up from here. So you and by the way, I would definitely add to your Google Business Profile page here the ability to receive text messages as well, because that just became available. Did you know that?
Oh, okay. No, that's cool. I'll have to go and do that.
Yeah, that'll help you. By the way, are you in the school community? Is that how you found out about today's meeting, or
Yeah. Yep.
okay? So for those of you that are on that don't know, this is the school community. By the way, did you watch these videos here in the Start Here section, the free content?
Oh man, I joined a while ago. I know I watched some. I've
Okay.
mostly watched just like all of your stuff on YouTube.
Oh, okay, good. Well,
Yep.
this is good. This is good stuff too. I would definitely take the time to watch the information here on local service ads because I think I cover this topic. And also there's 3 free videos. Each one's only about probably 10, 15 minutes long. There's 3 videos. This is all free content, obviously. 3 videos on Google Business Profile optimization, and then there's 3 on leveraging AI, which is great. So and this I really think is going to help you because not only can the AI respond to voice message, like voice inbound calls that you get from either GBP or local service ads, but it can also respond to text or email, which you would get from like Yelp or Thumbtack or local service ads. So, and a lot of here, I'll show you. So let me just type in pest control, SPOKN. Okay. So here you go. So this is your competitor. So you said Spokane's one of your locations, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you can see here's the number 1 guy is Sensky. And typically you'll see this, do you know the 3 R's for the local service ads optimization? Are you familiar with those?
Yeah. Reviews, radius, and response time.
Yeah. You've been watching my videos. All right, cool. Exactly. So are you doing a good job of trying to optimize for those? How you doing with that?
So right now we've been getting like 20 reviews a week, and then radius. I mean, that just kind of is what it is. That's why we got that second office that we lease solely for the purpose of having a Google Business Profile. And
Okay. So
then the response time's good. The response time is good. Yep.
Okay. So that's a really that's a like we got to stop and just take a recognize what you just said because it's really important that people understand that are watching because we've got I don't know how many people are watching but maybe there's 4 other people but it's really important if you're watching this that you hear what is it Brock?
Yep.
Yeah, what Brock said. Brock is saying that he's been watching my YouTube videos, and one of the things that he's learned. Did you learn that strategy by the way on my YouTube videos, or how'd you learn that strategy of going and opening a new location?
Yeah. Just to try to get the radius better because like the population of Spokane is considerably bigger than where our first location is. So
yeah,
it just seemed like it would make sense to have something kind of centered there.
Well, and let me ask you. So so you learned that strategy from the YouTube videos, and that's one strategy that I talked about. I've been ever since I started learning about local service ads, and I understood that you could actually just like with PPC, you can identify your service areas. I was like, man, so all these guys got to do, all these business owners need to do is just create a new location, and then they can expand their their footprint, their digital footprint.
Yep.
And if you just handle getting reviews and you handle answering the phone, then you're gonna probably double or triple the number of leads that you get. And how good are the leads from Google Guaranteed or Google Local Service Ads?
Yeah, they're pretty good.
You think they're pretty good?
Yeah, it's like it swings, right? So it's like in one day you might think like, oh darn, but then the next day like you close every one of them. So yeah, no, they're definitely good. They're good for sure. I've heard that it makes a big difference if you're like the very top
Yes.
person instead of like the second or third as far as lead quality goes.
It
And I don't really have any idea how often we actually are on the top. You have that like that absolute top of
that's
page
it.
impression thing, but that seems pretty low, especially since we're open like 24 hours and stuff. But yeah, it seems like if you're in that top position 1 or 2, then you usually get some pretty good leads.
Well, you do because like people just intuitively are going to call the first one. Like 90%, 80 to 90% of people just call the first listing because they're in their mind they're going, okay, first of all, everybody goes from top to bottom. And so they're like, this guy's number 1 for a reason. There's a reason why Google's put him there. So I'm going to call them first. So, and typically they have what we said, the 3 R's. They've got the reviews, This guy's got 1,1600 reviews, and they probably answer the phone within 30 seconds every time. And they've been open for 78. Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me? Is that 78 years in Spokane? I don't know if that's true or not, but anyway.
Yeah, I think it's accurate.
Okay. Yeah. So, yeah. Wow. So they generally will list the business that's got the 3 R's covered: reviews, radius, response rate. So, and I guarantee you this business is probably not leveraging the strategy that you are. I mean, where you're able to, to understand that, you can expand your footprint by just opening up a new location. Now, that's the reason why that this guy is going to get the first calls, and what anybody gets down below that is just going to be the leftovers, which is usually somebody that Sensky is going to go, you know what, they're price shopping, or their job's not big enough, or, any manner of other reasons. So then they'll go to Pacific Lawn, then they'll go to Point Pest. And typically that person that's going to keep dialing, for dollars basically is not somebody that you're really going to want to, that's not your top rated type client, and so yes, the first guy usually gets the best. Now, the other thing that I really like to look at is if you've got like this guy. Look at this. So Pacific Lawn, this is the other thing I was saying, is message leads is a big advantage. And I know that a lot of people say that the message leads are typically not that good. Well, they're half price anyway. And the real reason why a lot of businesses don't want to take them is because they don't have a system for really responding to message leads quickly like they do answering the phone. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So this guy's got an opportunity because anybody that can respond faster is usually going to get ranked higher, and they're also going to get selected more often by somebody that likes to communicate via text. And again, here's another guy, a few hours. I mean, for God's sakes, I mean, that's a long time. And so did we see yours here? I wasn't really looking.
Yeah, it was,
there we are
right there.
Okay. So you don't have enough message leads. You need to have at least 2 in the last month, I think. Have you had 2 in the last month, or you just turned this on?
Sometimes it shows up there and it'll say like typically responds in like less than 10 minutes or something like that.
Okay. And that's what you want. I would say typically replies in minutes or immediately, because, and this is where an AI agent can help you as well, because it can respond to these, because as you know, it's a first come, first serve deal with these. Because what happens is if I send you a message lead and I send this to you, immediately I say, okay, I want this service done, cockroaches, and then I submit this. If I click send, it's going to go to you, and it's going to go then to also 3 other businesses that say, or it tells the person on the next page, do you want to send this same question of, the job that you want to these 3 other businesses? So really it's just like with Angie's List, just like with Thumbtack, where they sell the same lead to 4 businesses. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
So getting back to these guys is absolutely urgent, critical. And this is why I recommend that you attach to any of these listings that you have an AI backed up, at least, an intake that's backed up by AI. So that way, if your intake can't answer in 30 seconds, you've got the AI to make sure that the call is answered. And that also allows you to be 24/7 as well. I mean, are you able to get to all the calls in 24/7?
Yeah, the only reason that I miss a call is if I happen to get 2 at the same time.
Okay.
Which almost never happens.
If you happen to get to what at the same time, though?
If I get 2 calls through LSA at the same time, which has happened probably once in the last month.
Okay. Well, what I would love for you to do is go into your account and see, because almost every time that the businesses that I work with do this, they're almost always surprised at what Google is actually counting as a missed call. Because do you have like a call service that backs you up?
No.
Okay. Because a lot of businesses think that the call service is going to, give them 100% answer rate. And what happens a lot of times, and this is what a lot of businesses don't know, is that when it goes to that backup call service, about 30% to 40% of the time, it goes to a music hold. And that causes the call to be counted as missed by Google. So just something to consider. But getting to your question about having, basically like, does it make sense to, and I'm not going to, don't tell anybody I told you this. This is recorded, but, but here's what I would do. Look, Google has said for a long time that they do not want you to overlap service areas with the same business. What you experienced is what we've experienced a lot of as well, which is if you've got two different businesses in two different areas and you overlap the service areas, you get more leads than you would if you don't do that, which is what you've experienced, correct?
Yeah.
So I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying I have yet to really see anybody they'll get warned, but I haven't heard anybody really get like majorly slapped, where they're just like their LSA has been taken down or something like that,
Yeah.
I haven't seen that happen. So if you've already tested it out, how much did your lead volume decrease by when you did?
I haven't been doing it long enough to know for sure. It's
Okay.
just my perception that it has dropped some.
I mean, you might want to look at your numbers, because if it hasn't dropped that much, I wouldn't risk it. I mean, I would just not cover the same area. I would just make sure that you highlight. And by the way, when you identify your service area, you want to identify, even though Google doesn't say to do this, they actually say just the opposite. I would identify cities, counties, and zip codes, all three.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's definitely going to help. These are just some examples of, because a lot of people think, oh my gosh, LSA is so easy. It's, to run. But I'm telling you, any one of these strategies can give you another 10, 20, 30, 40, 50% increase in your lead volume over time. And, you compound that with, having done it for months and months and months, and it adds up, for the lifetime of your business. If you just make one of these changes and you get another 20% increase in lead volume every month, I mean, over 20 years, that's millions of dollars, So that's why I always like to say, I can't afford to not have a really good accountant. And the same thing is, it really does apply with managing, some of these campaign types, because sometimes it just takes 1 degree shift to make a big difference. So that's the other thing that I would do. And I'll show you how you can, I'll show you Accelerate. I'll show you ours so you can see how to add the marketing. San Diego. Okay, so you got to go. You got to type in your business name and city in Google. I mean, is this how you go and find your Google Business Profile page, or how to do this? Okay.
Yeah.
So what you want to do is do that, and then you go to Edit Profile, and then you just slide down to right here where it says Chat. So you can actually identify. You can even take WhatsApp, or you can do text. And then you just put in either the URL for WhatsApp or your cell phone number for chat. So we just put in our number here, and that way the AI will respond if somebody texts that number. So
okay,
and that's for your, and that'll probably increase the amount of leads that you get by. It'll probably give you another 5-10% just because your competitors aren't doing it.
What do you think about voice over internet protocol phone numbers versus like a just regular old iPhone number, like with the amount of time that it takes to maybe like connect with one of those or something?
Yeah, that can delay. So here's what I would always recommend is, I would not use VoIP. I would get a phone number from either, again, I mean, you can, our system, our AI, I got to keep, I guess talking, giving you information that is synergistic with, what you're trying to do. So what you can do is you can leverage, first of all, I'll tell you outside of our system, what I would do. There's systems like CallRail, obviously Ring Central, etc., that will help you put in the correct plumbing, so to speak, for your for whatever system that you for whatever you're trying to do. The reason why we recommend these call services or these call tracking services, they used to be primarily for call tracking. What I primarily use them for is, yes, for the call tracking, which, by the way, is, I mean, are you using CallRail or Ring Central or any call tracking at all?
I do it in a weird way where I have like different numbers, then I just know where they came from.
Oh, well, that's call tracking. But I mean, there's more sophisticated ones that would allow you to, like add multiple numbers to your website, so you know exactly where the person came in to your website from. And yeah, I mean, that's what call tracking is all about, is using different numbers for different campaign types. So you'd have one for local service ads, one for Google Business Profile, etc. And so the main reason why we use these call tracking platforms is not so much for the call tracking, it's more so for the call flow, meaning us being able to direct where the call is flowing to and who it's flowing to. And the reason why we do that and we spend so much time with that is because it really sets you up for success for getting to the phone as fast as possible. And the way that we do that is using we call SimuCall, which is actually has been created by Call. That's their trademark at Call Rail. It's called SimuCall because what we can do with that system is we will simultaneously ring up to as many numbers as we want at the same time, thereby increasing the likelihood that the call gets answered within 30 seconds, because that's the magic number for local service ads. We want to get all calls answered in 30 seconds. So obviously, if you're able to ring your phone, the receptionist's phone, your partner's phone, it's more likely that the call will theoretically get answered faster. And then the other thing that we do is we set up the call flow. So we will flow the call. And by the way, to answer your question, VoIP we've experienced this. It puts a wrench in it because it creates a delay, like at least a 10, 15 second delay sometimes.
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah. I mean, and that, when you only have 30 seconds to answer the phone, if you have VoIP, I will almost guarantee you that you've got less than a 70% answer rate. And it's probably the reason why you have an absolute top percentage rate of less than, for sure, 80% or 70%. And by the way, in order for you to really get good leads, you really need to be in the absolute top percentage rate, like 80 to 90%. If you're anything less than that, if you're at like 40, 50%, then that's one of the main reasons why you're getting poor leads.
Yeah. I'm only getting 40, 50% tops.
Yeah. So I will bet you that if are you using VoIP now?
Nope, it just goes straight to my cell. So once I switched that and I saw an increase immediately.
Yeah. You switched it to what, VoIP?
No, I switched it from VoIP.
Yes.
Because we use high level, and so I just switched out my LSA number to just my personal cell phone, and so then it was just immediately better.
Yeah. Okay. Well, and by the way, so Go High Level has their own version of CallRail. They have a call tracking platform built in.
Yeah.
But
it's slow. It takes forever for a call to go through with those numbers. At least, I mean, it depends on how you do it, right? Like if you have somebody calling directly to your cell phone or landline or whatever, it's like immediate. Then if you have somebody calling directly to your VoIP, it's decent. But then if you have somebody calling to your VoIP that forwards to another number, then it's like super, super slow. It takes forever to connect.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Any time you have VoIP in the mix, it slows it, is what you're saying, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But if you just use Go High Level's call tracking, it shouldn't, that's not VoIP.
It's not?
No, it shouldn't. I mean, it's not considered it's because they're buying the number from Twilio.
Yeah.
And it's just a routing number. It should, but I will tell you that if it's going directly to your cell phone, that shouldn't cause that much of a delay if it's forwarding from Go High Level to your cell phone. It really shouldn't
Well,
cause it. Yeah.
it's because I have the number forward to another number.
Oh, there you go.
Which is what I was doing, and I stopped doing it. And I was originally doing that because the call quality is better when it's not through the Go High Level dealio.
Yes.
And so then once it makes that connection to, like, you know, someone calls High Level iPhone, and then it just like deletes that center part, and then you have way better quality. But the time was not worth the quality, so I had to cut it out. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it was yeah. So you got a trade off there because I know the quality of the call itself on Go High Level is sometimes not that great. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we use Go High Level as well, and sometimes it's a little, but it's nice because the call is recorded. You know, everything's in one place. Yeah, but you definitely do not want that intermediary VoIP. You know, having the call go to VoIP first, because then that's definitely going to create the delay. So, okay, so this, so yeah, I mean, I would definitely. You're pretty far down here right now, and let's see.
Yeah, we're only like 30 to 40% absolute top of page, whatever it is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which I don't even know if we can force it up there to the top, just because, like I said, I mean, I answer every single call within like the first 2 rings.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I can do anything else with like the budget or, yeah, I don't know. And we're getting a ton of reviews on a weekly and even daily basis. So
I see that. I see you got 101. Well,
but it's fairly new profile too.
Is it? Okay, this one?
Yeah. I mean, we got those 100 reviews in the last 3 weeks.
Okay. And then what was the other location?
Post Falls. That one's older. That one's about a year old.
Okay. Okay, so you got 77 reviews here.
Yep.
Okay. And did you see like a doubling in your lead volume when you went to Spokane?
More than double.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
So that strategy helped then.
Yeah, like the how do I put this? The profile that we opened up in Spokane is already like doubling the other one in lead volume.
Wow.
Not that the lead volume is impressive. Like the overall leads are very low altogether, just because we're not very high. But it's, its small number is double the other small number, whatever it was.
Yeah. So I can see here that I see how close it is. I mean, it's just here's the border, Idaho, Washington.
Yeah.
And then so that's good. I mean, it's a shame because honestly, I think that I would love to see. I mean, we could do a, we could do an analysis or we can analyze or do it like, your account and give you an audit to see if there's anything that we could help you with. Honestly, if we don't think we can help you, we will not, do anything. I mean, we will not suggest anything, because a lot of businesses, if a lot of businesses come to us because they're already not getting the volume of leads that we need to in order to be able to help them. How many leads do you think you're getting per month total from LSA?
Oh, geez. That Spokane one is so new that it's hard to say. It's the one that's performing a lot better.
Yeah.
It was crazy for just a second, and then one of our competitors realized that being open later matters a lot, and so then he switched. He's like one of the only other local guys that is doing stuff, and that cut our lead volume down a lot.
Oh, okay. So Yeah, you did you learn that strategy on the YouTube channel as well? On the
Yep.
about
Yeah.
That's awesome, dude. Well, I mean, it's good to hear that people are actually implementing this stuff. I mean, it'd be cool if you could, you know, I don't know if you feel comfortable leaving a review, but I'm trying to model good behavior here because I want you to do the same thing. Whenever you hear that people are getting value, that's the time to ask. And what I ask for is, and what I'll do, and I'll show you it. I mean, I'll actually send you I'll show people how we do it. I mean, and you can do it through Go High Level, which is great. We also have a system with AI that will actually call the person and say, "How was your experience today?" And then it will send them a suggested review, and then all they got to do is copy and paste it.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's
So
cool.
So that's something that, but I'll show you something here too as well. So here oh shoot, hold on one second.
So we only got 20 leads in the last 30 days from that new Spokane location.
Okay, 20, and that's from LSA, obviously.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me. Oh shoot. Sign in. Let me see if I can. I've never really been logged out of this. It's kind of funny to log me out. Yeah, I'm going to show you something on Google Business Profile as well. That's kind of interesting. That will maybe motivate you to create more content on your website as well. I just noticed this today on the Google Business Profile page. They're rolling out this AI, strategy that is pretty cool. It here, hold on. Let me log in on my phone here. I'm going to log in. What it does is it makes it so that people can identify different information from the reviews that the business gets. So it looks at if somebody says, do they offer a warranty? So what Google will do is it'll use AI to search through all the reviews and also the business's website in order to find out, for example, is there a warranty? And I'll show you in a second here. Let me just show you. I'll show you. Hold on one second. So it's a pretty cool. This is new, and I always like to show kind of new. So if I type in pest control Spokane, Washington. So yours doesn't here. It doesn't show it here. Come on, why is it not? Here, let me type in. This was Miami. Hold on. I know I found one. Oh, it was shoot, why is it not? Okay. I'm gonna try to find Pest Control Pros Miami. It's in this if it has the AI here, it's right here. I'm gonna do Foundation Pros because that was where I found it, I think. So this is something that's going to be coming if you don't already have it. I don't know why it's not letting me scroll up and down, but it's usually right here where it'll say AI, and here, let me see if it's.
Are you talking the thing that gives people little nuggets from the reviews,
Yes.
reviews often mention pricing
Yes.
or?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I've
Yeah.
seen that.
Yeah. So that is something that is, if it's not in your vertical yet, it's going to be rolling out here pretty soon. But besides that, hopefully, was this helpful today? Or is there any other questions you have?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess the only other lever that I can think, unless the thing is every single call goes to me. So I know that I'm answering all of them. The only other thing I can think of would be manual bidding versus automated bidding. because I've already we're on automated bidding and I've just put the budget to the roof, but like, just like made it ridiculous. It's never going to spend that.
Yep.
But I don't know if manual bidding, if we know we spend $60 a lead, but we'd be more than happy to spend 75 or 90 if we could just get way more, if that would even make a difference. Because I've kind of like read in the Reddits and stuff like that, and it seems to me that there are mixed opinions for sure.
Well, yeah. So what we found, you would think the same thing, that it wouldn't really matter if you go from either max bid versus max lead. That's what we call it, just max bid versus max lead. So one is supposedly going to get you max leads, but it really doesn't. You really have to test both. From what we've found, just to cut right to the chase, is that you really have to test both max lead, like giving Google the ability to be able to identify, and give and put your budget where it needs to be, versus you dictating what the budget needs to be or what you're willing to pay per lead. What I would do, Brock, is I would test it. I would test it for only a certain amount of time, and so I would. First of all, have you switched it from back and forth between max bid or max lead before? And if so, how frequently?
If I did, it would have been last year when we had like no presence at all. I've been afraid to like screw it up.
Okay, good.
Like switching things a bunch.
Yeah, good. Because exactly that, if you switch back and forth a lot, it can actually mess with your rankings if you switch back and forth too much. It usually takes about a week to 2 weeks for it to adjust to you changing your bidding. And so if you switch, I would switch and then give it at least 2 weeks to settle in order to do a split test between max bid versus max lead. Because almost every vertical is different in terms of how it's going to respond to whether or not max bid or max lead is the best thing to do. And we know certain verticals over time, like we've worked with thousands of businesses. So as you'd imagine, we've gotten a pretty good idea of exactly what will help different verticals in terms of using either max bid or max lead for any particular vertical. So in the absence of that information, I don't know all of it off the top of my head. My team does. I've got like 29 people that are on the team, and we've got specialists that just work on local service ads, which, by the way, we are Google Business Profile partners, which does, by the way, another thing that's nice about that, there's only about 40 agencies in the world is that it does, and we were selected by Google to be that, is it does give us access to data that can help us help you identify where you might want to open up your next location. If you do, because if you want to expand, what we can do is we actually get a spreadsheet of all of the locations throughout the country that you can run you can run Google local service ads for your vertical, and actually for every vertical for that matter. And what Google gives us in this spreadsheet is it tells us where there's the fewest competitors and the most searches for your particular vertical, for any vertical. So it's kind of cool. So if you want to know like the next best location that's close to you to open up, the next best city, we can tell you that based on data that Google gives us, and it's very precise data. So I can't give you the spreadsheet, but I can, if you tell me I want to open up a location somewhere within 80 miles of my original location or 100 miles, I can say, okay, based on that, I would recommend that you guys open up here based on there being fewer competitors and more searches for your, pest control vertical.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's cool.
So that's something that we can do. Like I said, though, we can run an audit for you, and it's free of charge. My Mary on my team we do it manually. There's no AI. We do have, we do have the artificial intelligence. If you don't, want to answer the phone, or if you're getting, so many phone calls. Or and here's the other thing is that the third reason why we use call tracking is for what we call the 20-second delay. So what happens there is we give the humans on your intake team, which is you, unfortunately. I mean, like your best and highest use is going to be out there like doing the work or running your company and probably not taking all these calls. So what we can do is at least give you backup, so if you don't answer the call in 20 seconds, then the AI, we can set it up with our call tracking or with another call tracking platform like CallRail or Go High Level. We can make it so that your phone is rung for the first 20 seconds, and then the AI is dialed after that, is called after that, so that all the calls are still answered. And that's what I would recommend. I mean, you can connect that same AI agent that speaks multiple languages. You just train it once, and it's trained forever. You don't ever have to train it again. And we actually have one agent that can respond to all your emails, all your texts. It can take the chat from your website and any chat conversations on your website. And it can also respond to obviously any inbound voice calls. So text, chat, email, voice. And it even has a remembrance of previous conversations with people. And like I said, it speaks multiple languages. So, I mean, it's a really good backup for somebody like yourself where you're like, okay, I mean, eventually what the business owners that we have using our agent say is they're like, okay, they try it out and then they're like, okay, well, now I know that it works. So I just don't answer the phone. So it's kind of nice. They're not as stressed out anymore. They're not like running to answer the phone, So,
Yeah.
So we can, like I said, we can do that audit, and all we need to do is just I'll communicate with you via text if you don't, or if you want, or you can chat if you want. You can chat me your cell phone number, and then I can text you the communication. Mary will see it. That's the thing I like about Go High Level is that my entire team sees the conversation so that they can jump in and get the CID, and Mary will basically take over. It's not just, I mean, I see the conversation just like you do in Go High Level, but, I'm not always the one that replies. Sometimes it's somebody else on my team, which is kind of nice. So, if you can just chat that. I don't know if on your phone, are you able to see the comment?
Let's see.
There should be a thing where it says comments. And you can just send a comment to people in the
live viewer comments show up on.
Yeah, there's a private chat too.
Let's see. The only thing I'm seeing is a chat with everyone in the studio.
Oh yeah, that's me. That's it.
Here we go. Let's see if I can do this.
I just typed here, and you just put your phone number there.
Okay.
And then
I just sent my.
Okay, got it. Yep.
There we go.
Thanks, Brock. Yeah. So, and then is it just Brock at Spud?
Oh, for the email?
Yeah.
Or what do you mean? Oh,
Yeah.
the email is just info@spudpez.com.
Okay, info. How'd you get that name?
Brock or
Yeah.
Spud
No, Spud Pest.
Oh, our family used to grow potatoes, so just kind of like, we grew up on a potato farm, my brother and I, sort of, for a little bit, and then they stopped doing that because it just didn't pay the bills. So we just thought it would be kind of fun to, like pay respects to that. A lot of family history in it. So.
No, that's my relatives are all from North Dakota, and they all grew wheat and potatoes, and yeah, up in North Dakota in the what do they call it, the Red River Valley, the valley up there in North Dakota. Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds freezing.
Yeah, it is. It's cold as hell.
Cold.
Just like Idaho too. But
yeah.
All right. Well, I appreciate it. I'm gonna here, let me just do a screenshot of this so I have it. And then cool.
If you send me a link to, I guess I could just go find you, but yeah, I'd be happy to leave you guys a review. For sure.
Yeah, and I wish I was not. This is the first time I've ever been logged out on my cell phone, or else I would show everybody on this call how easy it is to actually leave a review through the Go High Level platform. It's pretty cool, right? I mean, where you can just, you get the person's cell phone number and then you just text it to them really quick.
Yep.
If you have any questions, any more after this, then just, obviously post it in the school community. And appreciate you being a part of that group. And I mean, if you, hopefully you got some value today, and we'll talk soon. Yeah.
Sweet. Thank you.
All right. Thanks.
All right. Bye.
Bye. All right. So, all right, guys. Well, that was really good. I'm glad that we were able to do that workshop today. And I really would like for you guys to see, I'm going to try to log in here into my Go High Level, because I really want you to see how I do this. I think it'll be valuable for you to see this. So let me log in here and see if I can do this. What other questions you have, you can comment anything in the comment section, and I'll answer any questions. And I'd be more than happy to answer any questions that you have. We do this every Monday, and then also on Wednesdays. On Wednesdays, it's more about AI. And if you're wondering, if you can run Google Local Service Ads, like I was saying in the beginning, it's very easy to find out by just going to where'd it go? Oh, right here. Go to business.google.com and local service ads. If you just type in local service ads on Google, and then go to the link that says Google Local Service Ads and scroll down, you can identify your postal code, how many leads you want per month, and then your industry. And you can see here's a list of all the verticals that can run Google Local Service Ads, so that you can show up at the top here when somebody types in, for example, pest control, like Brock was, trying to do. So I hope this helps. You can text us at 619-304-5155. Again, for a free audit, just like I'm offering Brock. He's gotten a lot of value out of my YouTube channel for the years that I've been posting content there. And I think you will too. You can also find us on YouTube at Local Service Ads or at Accelerate Marketing. Those are our two channels. If you just type in, if you go to YouTube and then do a search for Local Service Ads, you'll see there's some of my videos. And right here, you'll see some playlists here. So hopefully these will help you. And then also you can type in, we've been doing this for a while. So you can go to Accelerate Marketing and find out more information there. Here we are live. And then what else? So that's how you can find out more. And we definitely appreciate you guys showing up. And we've got some more people in the waiting room, or just watching on X and on our channels. Definitely look forward to getting any more questions that you guys have. So please send those to us, and we'll answer any of those that you have. And we'll talk soon. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next week. All right. Bye-bye. And again, if you just want an audit, no strings attached, just text the word audit to 619-304-5155. And the school community is free as well. All right.